think we have sound. It's Monday morning, but you already knew that. I don't know why. I don't know why DJs and people do that. They'll say, "Oh, it's Monday morning."
Not everybody's aware.
What? What do you have to be that you're not aware
Well,
that it's Monday or it's Tuesday
there are
or?
plenty of people who work the weekend and have no idea what day it ever is.
Oh,
Take my wife, for example. She works nights and a lot of weekends, and she never knows what day it is.
well, what does she do?
She's a respiratory therapist at Wyndham Hospital. Never knows what day it is without looking at her calendar.
Or you could just be old.
Well, there's that too.
Paul, you're not old. You're not old at all, Paul. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. All right, we have sound. Okay, good. Sometimes it's weird. You never know what's going to happen with this system here. So, all right. Well, it's Monday.
But you already knew that.
We already do that Monday morning. Paul Ash, we have Lee from the Sea Unicorns. Hey, Lee, what's going on?
Not too much.
You mean you're not playing baseball in the cold?
No baseball right now.
No winter ball
Nope.
anywhere. There is winter ball somewhere.
There is in the warmer climates.
Like Arizona.
Yeah.
So is that where former Sea Unicorn AJ Soldier is right now?
I don't know if AJ is anywhere this particular winter. He may be back at the spring training complex or something.
Yeah.
Most of what's going on right now for winter ball would be, your top prospect league, the Arizona Fall League, which every organization sends 5 to 7 players to that league, and they might even be done already. And then there's a lot of winter ball in the Caribbean and things like that. So not sure that AJ would be anywhere right now, but it is possible. Haven't had a chance to look into him yet.
So there was just an event up in, was it Nashua?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Former Futures League guy, Ben Rice.
Yes. Yeah.
Was there. What was that all about?
So for the last, I don't know how many years, 6-ish, give or take, the Futures League has a Hall of Fame that they are trying to develop and figure out the best way to have induction ceremonies every other year.
Yeah.
We used to do it concurrent with a league-wide golf tournament, and interest in the golf tournament had started to wane a little bit. So this year, Cam Cook, the general manager for Nashua, and all the other people up there kind of came up with the idea of having a hot stove type of event. For people that aren't familiar with the hot stove, usually there's an invited guest, former major league player, that comes in, and they'll have a moderator kind of ask him questions, and then also sometimes field questions from people in the crowd, and you kind of have a dinner around it. So the league this year tried an event like that. I'd say it was pretty successful. And Ben Rice with the New York Yankees now was our featured inductee into the Hall of Fame. He played, I think, a full season and maybe another partial season with the Worcester Bravehearts back around COVID time. And then there were 4 other inductees into the league Hall of Fame, one of which is a current professional minor league player, another one who had played some minor league ball but is now out of baseball, and then 2 others, including Cam Cook himself, who holds the hits record for the league.
Oh, really?
For a single season. Yeah, Cam had a really good career before becoming the GM up in Nashua, and he's been around the Futures League a long time and still very young. I don't even know if he's 30 yet. And,
wow.
And he's been doing it for quite a while and had some great success in Nashua, and the event was pretty good. They also inducted Pete Wilk, the former Vermont Lake Monsters manager, who unfortunately died from brain cancer a year and a half ago, give or take. He had a long career at Georgetown as the head coach before becoming the Lake Monsters coach, and had a huge impact on what our league is now.
Yeah.
And so he was inducted as well. And so they had a good friend of his give a speech on his behalf. And then the other 5 Hall of Famers were up on stage as a panel, and there was a moderator asking them questions. And, we didn't have a full sit down dinner. We had, cocktail hour and appetizer type stuff available to us beforehand.
Mhm.
But it was a good event.
So I guess I'd like to bring these events up and things that, that are like not at Dodge Stadium, but, we're with the league. Like you just mentioned, the coach, was the head coach at Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think at sometimes that people have this perception, because perception's reality, right? I mean, I've said that a million times, that the Futures League, Sea Unicorns, or any of the other team is just, it's almost like, well, it must just be like dad down the road. Okay, I'm going to manage the team and let's go, like a little league team. But it's not like that anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know that I think that too many people think of it like that per se,
I think a lot of people just feel it's like, for some reason, or not a lot, but I mean, just like it's unimportant.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's still probably a segment of people who feel that way because it's not professional baseball.
Right.
We've talked about
that was
this
my
a lot,
point.
right?
Yeah.
I don't hear it as much as I did 5 years ago, certainly.
Yeah.
Every year, more and more people kind of pick up on what's going on and what we're doing. But there is still a segment of people out there who say, oh, it's not pro ball. It's not good. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to spend my money on this. We hear all that, especially through social media. But, I mean, you've been obviously a big proponent of it since you've gotten involved.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I love it. I mean,
I think we have a large segment of fans now who understand what we're doing, but also are just coming out for the entertainment of it all.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, are there multiple Hall of Fames like basketball? I mean, you said somebody's getting inducted, but that doesn't mean it's Cooperstown, right?
No, it's not Cooperstown. I mean,
so I think that when people think inductees, the only thing they think of is Cooperstown.
Well, that's going to be the first thing that people think of, but that's why we always make sure to say Futures League Hall of Fame, not Baseball Hall of Fame, things like that. And I think a lot of leagues around the country have halls of fame, not just college, pro leagues, things like that. But yeah, I mean, we're not talking Cooperstown here. We're not talking anything like that at this moment, but it's certainly something where we want to recognize our history as a league and the great players that have come through the league.
Now, one of the things that Paul, you and I have talked about is just the thought of sports teams leaving the area. There was, I mean, I was on edge for a while personally when it's like, are the Sea Unicorns going to stay? Are they going to leave? Me, I just want to know. Yeah. You are a big Sun fan.
Yep.
Is there some scuttlebutt going around that the Sun may stay now?
Well, there was scuttlebutt going around that the state of Connecticut wanted to invest their retirement money into keeping the Sun in Connecticut, where they would play out of Hartford.
Right.
And then I guess they put a couple games down here. But I thought I read an article that they possibly could go to Dallas.
Huh.
Texas.
Don't they already have? I'm going to kill this fly.
Well, or maybe it's Houston.
Yeah,
I think it's Houston. Yeah.
There's already a team in Dallas.
No, I think it's Houston. I made a mistake. It's Houston. So I thought I read an article about that. But it's a year away before anything happens.
Huh.
So we don't know. I mean, what gets me is the tribe owns the friggin' the team. Why is the state telling them they can't do nothing? Or we got senators and congressmen telling them they can't do. It's my business. I can do what the hell I
don't know, Paul. Why are people downtown telling businesses, no, we don't want you in Jewett City. We don't want you in Griswold. It's just government overreach.
I know. But, well, it'll be interesting. It's another year to go.
Yeah. So. And I won't get into the government part of it, but my understanding is that, initially the Sun were actually sold to a group in Boston.
That's what I heard.
They were going to move to Boston before the league and the state both stepped in. And the league is actually trying to control this thing pretty hardcore too. That's why they're trying to get the team to Houston.
Yeah. But there's another league out there too.
Yeah.
I think they call it B.
Yeah.
Where they pay a lot of money.
It's going to be a startup league that they're trying to do. And they're going to promise salaries in the millions of dollars.
The Williams, women's professional basketball.
Yeah. It's not something that has actually started yet, but they're trying to jumpstart this.
Yeah.
And with all the turmoil right now in the WNBA with the labor stuff going on, and the players don't think they're paid enough, which I'm
Yeah.
not going to get into that part of it. But
Yeah.
this new startup league is trying to promise salaries in the millions.
Yeah. I know a couple of players have already signed for them
Yeah.
already. Yeah. So
What about, we're talking women's sports, for a second. What about women's baseball? I mean, there's the new professional league that's coming out for women. What about something like that coming to Dodd? Is that a possibility if they? Because only 4 teams, 5
Yeah,
teams?
it's going to start off as 4 teams. They're going to base it in Boston, New York, LA, and San Francisco. I'm not sure exactly what their long range plans are, and even where the teams are going to play within those cities to start off.
Right.
But, I mean, I think anything could be on the table for Dodd. I mean, it's,
Sure.
Obviously the city of Norwich still owns the stadium, and they're going to do what they feel is best for them, and we'll have to see what happens. But obviously right now I want to make sure we can keep our team there for as long as we can. Obviously we'd love to secure a long-term future, but right now it's 1 year with a possible option for 27.
Which is better than last year. Last year was just a 1-year lease, correct?
It was.
And this year is at least it's one with an option.
Yes.
So,
but you got to change the leadership now in Norwich.
Yes,
right?
There is new government.
So you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
How is obviously Peter Nystrom is out because he couldn't run.
Couldn't run
because he had 2 terms in a row.
Win a city council seat. So come December 2nd,
he
did.
Yeah.
And so come December 2nd, when the new mayor is sworn in, Nystrom will be a city council member at that point. So he'll still be involved. But we'll see. You never know with a new government how it's going to shake out. And I certainly don't envy the position that they or any other town government are in right now.
Of course,
I mean, everybody's in dire straits. So we'll see how it all plays out going forward.
So, I mean, what is your? I mean, do you have any kind of relationship with Mr. Singh?
We've talked.
Yeah,
we've talked a lot over the last year. I think that he's got interest in keeping Dodd Stadium open and viable, but like any body in government and in a leadership position, they just have to kind of see how circumstances may change over the course of time. And but I'd like to think that he and I get along pretty well, and we'll continue to talk.
Seems like I've never met him, but everything I've heard from anybody seems like a pretty progressive guy. And
I've heard the same.
Yeah.
My conversations with him have only typically been around what's going on with the stadium so far.
Sure.
But I think first off, give him a chance, right? You don't know. You can't judge until they're in position and see how they try to operate things. And the other thing to keep in mind is it's not like the mayor can just do whatever he wants. He's got a city council that he's got to work with too.
Right. And plus, you just said it. I mean, give him a chance. Yeah. I mean, obviously the residents of Norwich have voted him in.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they want to give him a chance. So Dodd Stadium is now starting to ramp up again for next year.
I don't know about ramp up just yet. It is heading into winter right now. We're actually finalizing the closing of the stadium for the winter because the building is not winterized outside of our front office.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing we can really do in the building. But yeah, we've started our pre-planning because we don't have a schedule yet.
Yeah.
The league is still working on that part of it, and we hope to have that released by the holidays. Not so much Thanksgiving at this point because that's only a week and a half away, but certainly we hope by Christmas we can release the schedule, and that way we can plug in all of our hopeful promotions and start promoting that and selling tickets and sponsorships and all that good stuff.
So is there an 8th team coming up this coming year?
We don't know yet, and that's been the holdup.
That's got to be some of the schedule, yeah.
We are kind of reaching a breaking point now where we're going to have to make a decision. I think the lean right now is to go ahead and play with a 7-team schedule, which
Mm-hmm.
means that we'll probably play 60 games this year instead of 62 because it's a nice even number. You play all 6 teams 10 times each to get to your 60 games. But it will change the structure of the schedule, certainly.
Be playing on Monday.
Potential Monday games and random off days as opposed to just Monday's your off day and that's it. So it will definitely be an adjustment for those of us that have been in the league for a few years without playing that type of schedule. But, like anything else, you adjust and you make the best of it.
Is the search still on for a new field manager?
Field manager will be announced by the end of the week.
Okay, so all right.
I had a great conversation with a candidate on Saturday, and we're going to move forward with that and make the announcement probably Friday morning.
So congratulations, Paul.
I do my own grass.
Paul's holding out for the Connecticut Sun.
There you go.
No,
Give me the Dodd Sun. They're going to put everything on the concourse right there. They're going to tear down the Mashantucket area and put a court there. Coming in with a 3-piece suit.
there you go.
No.
No.
Uh,
I haven't been to games 2 years, so
you mean at the Connecticut Sun?
down there. I haven't been there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Paul kind of he just huge Connecticut Sun fan. And then it stopped.
21 years.
21 years, season ticket holders. And then it just stopped, and it was over people.
It was over not standing for the flag. They left the stadium.
They'd leave the court, right?
Left the court, and when the flag was playing. So I think a lot of people had the same idea and left the same thing. They're still trying to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Every day you see something on Facebook. Half price this tickets, get this tickets, get that tickets.
Yeah.
But then I also heard all the season tickets were all sold. So I don't know. Who the hell knows? You got 1 year.
I know that when the announcement was made, a little bit after, that the Sun was moving. It seemed like it was a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the shirts anywhere you went, they were half price. They were just trying to unload them.
Yeah.
Is that something that you worried you guys? I mean, with stock and stuff like that. I mean, thank God, you're staying, but I mean, was that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's always something that's got to cross your mind.
Yeah.
Had the team moved, the logo is not really relevant anymore. And especially with a lot of our stuff saying Norwich on it, it becomes even more irrelevant.
Especially if you're playing in Bristol.
A lot of people
like
may
that.
just want to have them because,
Yeah.
I mean, how many Whaler shirts do you see people walking around with, right?
Yeah, well, and that's partly because those retro brands like the Whalers and some other teams that don't exist in Montreal Expos are another great example.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
people clamor for that stuff. So you could sell that stuff full price, but to Mike's point, the Sun stuff, or if we were going away, then you're selling it at probably 50% off just to try to make something off of it.
Yeah. You know what I saw a lot at Dodge Stadium this past year were Connecticut Tiger Scooble jerseys. Yeah. Scooble just won the Cy Young Award.
Oh,
and that's the second in a row, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And he was part of the Connecticut Tigers. He only played a little bit though, right there.
I think he was there for a full season, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember when he was there, and he was a good pitcher.
Yeah.
But I don't think I saw
that
major leaguer, and certainly not Cy Young winner back to back. I mean, he has continued to work very hard, and is a great success story right now for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I used to go there a lot when the Yankees were part of it.
So why did you stop?
Because the Yankees left. All the guys at work used to go. We used to come down from Hartford, and we'd always go there because our boss was a Yankee fan.
So you weren't really a baseball fan. You were a Yankee fan.
No, I'm not a Yankee fan. I just went because it was a group of people going, and we always went to the games when the Yankees were there.
And then when the Yankees stopped, when they moved out of Jersey,
everybody that used to go because we were a group that worked together, it stopped, and I stopped. My cousin still goes there every now and then. He's a fan of.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I hear that a lot too. Oh, I don't go because how do you combat that as a GM of a team? I don't come anymore because you're not affiliated with the New York Yankees or Major League Baseball.
I just, again, it's the same conversation over the last 5 years. It's maybe it's not professional players, but give it a chance, especially when you compare it to what the Connecticut Tigers were in the New York Penn League. I mean, these were all very young kids just breaking into pro ball. So the play on the field
Same thing.
There's really no difference.
Yeah.
And as I've said
That
many
damn
times,
fly.
said
The
many,
one fly left living in the world
uh,
in New England.
as I've said many times, the kids, no disrespect to the pro guys, but they already knew it was a job. And there wasn't a lot of excitement coming out of the dugout, whereas our guys are always up on the railing. They're cheering for their teammates. Maybe they're razzing the other team a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot more excitement to the games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
they love the kids.
And the people that have come out, they all agree. Yeah. I constantly am reminding the players and the coaches that if they give away too many baseballs from the dugout, they're not going to be able to take batting practice. But at the same time, I don't want to discourage it because I don't want the young fans to not want to come back with their families. But the crazy thing about it is more often than not, the kids that are getting these baseballs from the dugout are walking out of there with 10 baseballs by the time they're done. So unfortunately, it's
they're starting their own team.
Yeah, it's one of those catch-22s. Like you want them engaged, but at the same time, we got to keep some baseballs for batting practice.
Exactly.
But I love the fact that our players engage with the fans a lot more than the minor league guys did, and that's not to say none of the minor league guys did, of course. Right. But walking back and forth from the bullpen to the dugout, you see a lot of high-fiving and quick chats, and pregame, you see a lot of them talking to the fans, and it's great to see, and that's really the way I try to combat it because everything else is the same. I mean, we still put on the same in-game promotions. Between innings, they'll bring somebody down and do a game or something. So we've really kept it that entertainment and a good family affordable value.
Is any I'm gonna ask you all the time, any movement on the unicorn on the cob?
Well, we're gonna have to take that one up with Heather because I don't operate concessions, but we'll certainly keep pushing it out there for you. See if we can do something.
You think that's a great idea? Unicorn on the cob.
There you go.
Put a little unicorn at the top of it.
And just slap a
couple of olives for eyes.
Yeah. Well, it's better than that other one that's Goat Busters or whatever the hell they call them in Hartford. The goat,
what?
The goats, what do they call those?
Yard goats. Yard goats.
I don't know where the hell that came from. I thought actually the yard goat. Is it actually a something?
A railroad workers,
railroad,
I thought, or
yeah, it's something to do with the railroad yards and how they turn the trains around or something like that. I forget the exact.
There's relevancy to the names. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And what's the new one? The Ridge Yaks.
Yes.
It's funny because there's all these names that pop up, from or get changed or whatever from professional baseball teams.
Yeah.
So this was a Boston Red Sox or a Red Sox affiliated single A team. So professional ball, and they were the single A was it Greenville?
Salem.
Yeah. Salem Red Sox. They've changed. They're still affiliated with Boston or the Red Sox, but now they are the Salem Ridge Yaks.
I don't know where they come up with these names.
Okay, so I guess in that area, there are yaks, but I guess kayaking is a big sport there.
So who the hell would think that?
Somebody obviously did.
People paid a lot of money to do that stuff.
Yeah, but yaks, I mean, if it's kayaks, people are not thinking of kayaks, they're thinking of yaks, which is actually an animal. So,
right, but I mean...
Does it all have to be an animal? I guess, because a mascot has to be an animal.
Doesn't have to be.
No.
Doesn't have to be.
Mr. Met is not an animal.
Oh, I don't know who Mr. Met is.
Mr. Met, New York Mets got the big Met head and thing. Yes, I'm just trying to prove to you there's doesn't all have to be an animal or anything like that. My favorite still is Trash Pandas, though.
Yeah, well,
the Trash Pandas.
I remembered a couple others recently too.
Oh no,
you got the Missoula Paddleheads out in Montana. It's there's so many of them.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones, and I'm not even 100% sure if they're still playing. I'd have to look it up. But out in Colorado, there was one that became the Rocky Mountain something, and their mascot's a s'more. I forget what the name was, but their mascot is literally a s'more.
Hope it wasn't oysters.
No, Rocky Mountain oysters. Oh my God,
it definitely wasn't oysters. But that's just kind of the nature of it. I mean, you and I have had that conversation many times where that's the nature of minor league and now summer collegiate ball, is to have nicknames that are relevant to the market in some way, that are supposed to be something that you sort of make fun of, but at the same time, hopefully you'll learn to love it. But that the mascot is a cool looking logo.
Sure. How I don't think I've ever asked you what's the history of the sea unicorn? I mean, how did that come about?
Yeah, so when we worked with Brandios, which is one of the major companies that works with minor league teams throughout the country to come up with a new identity, they come
To move on from the Connecticut Tigers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they come into the market and they spend a day or two talking to, political leaders, business leaders, fans, the staff, and then spend some time driving around to learn about the history of a particular market. And in the case of Norwich, one of the main things that they realized was that a lot of sea captains lived in Norwich back in the day. I mean, you still see down by the marina, there's a lot of houses that are marked Captain so-and-so. And what would happen a lot of times is these sea captains would head down the Thames River out into the ocean, head up north, heading over to Europe, and they would see the narwhals in the Arctic waters. And it was the only place that they would see them. So it became kind of this mythical creature.
Right.
And they'd come back with tales about this unicorn in the sea. And so therefore, the Norwich Sea Unicorns.
Gotcha.
Because actually Norwich is known as the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
They're big with roses.
Well, yeah, but that's also something that the sea unicorns have embraced.
Yes, we've always embraced that. We've always had a rose patch on our jerseys. We've at times played with that moniker in some way. Yeah. This past year, we had special jerseys that said Rose of New England right on the front.
Right. Yeah. That's two.
No, just this past year.
Oh, you didn't do the year before? I thought we did that.
No.
Okay.
No, that was this past year.
Here I am saying we.
Yeah.
You're part of the team.
Well, but I don't want to overstep.
He's positioned under the bat boy.
I'd do it, man. I would do it. It's just a blast, man. It's just a blast. I didn't know that story. I've never known that story.
I didn't realize that they had captives. It must be the houses above Water Street then, because along the waterfront, Water Street used to be down. There used to be a bunch of buildings along Water Street where the marina, where it is there now.
Sure. Yeah.
So I wonder if that had anything to do with the captives.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you'll see those houses as you get a little bit further up the road from the marina. Kind of where that old Dunkin' Donuts was there. And working up into that neighborhood, heading towards City Hall.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of those houses are that are marked with the sea captains' names.
Gotcha.
And honestly, Mike, when you're at the stadium, we've got that big sign right across from the merch store that tells the story about.
I'd never looked at it.
Next time you're down, you'll have to read it.
Jeez. I honestly never knew that story.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
I did not know that the why they called it the unicorns. The sea.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the captives. And I lived in Norwich for years, so I didn't realize that.
And then the kind of unfortunate thing though too about the name, a lot of people do shorten it to unicorns, or when they hear sea unicorns, they're not thinking of a narwhal, even though they physically see the logo.
Right.
But what they're thinking is,
the horse,
the unicorn, the fairies, the pink, and they don't understand why that would be associated with a Mets baseball team. And so, it is a lot of storytelling to tell people why that name, but that's
good. That's the part of it, though.
It is, and I embrace that. I don't have a problem with it. But that's one of the things that we do battle is a lot of people say, well, I won't come out there because of the
I've heard that
blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, I've heard people say because of the name they won't.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No, sense.
But I've heard people say that. You know what the thing the unicorn part or the is actually on a narwhal?
No,
that long protruding thing.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a tooth.
It's a tooth.
It's a tooth.
Well, it would be good to call them a sea tooth.
Next beer, the Norwich Orthodontists.
Nice.
Why not the Norwich Narwhals?
Get that question a lot too.
Yeah.
Everybody is out there saying that it makes more alliteration sense, but again, that wasn't the trend,
Yeah.
and still really isn't,
No.
as we noticed with the
The
Ridge.
Ridgex.
I don't see that trend going away.
Yeah.
And so it was, what can be a funny, catchy name to go with this really cool logo?
Yeah.
And so that's why sea unicorns as opposed to narwhals.
I just think it's the greatest. I honestly do. I have never, ever poo-pooed the name ever, even well before, I became associated with the team in Dodge Stadium. I can remember in our old, matter of fact, a guy named Scott Fryer, who used to come in from time to time. I remember him sitting next, to me in the studio. And and this was like right after it was announced. And he goes, "It's genius." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm ordering my hat already." And it really is. If you think about it, it's just, if you let it be fun, it'll be fun. And
I'm just convinced that a lot of people don't want to have fun anymore.
People suck, I think you put a tank in the middle of a center field and get like a narwhal and just have them float around, or some guy in a sea unicorn.
I'm not sure that could survive here.
Right now, it might.
Well, now it could, sure. I don't know about
come see the sea unicorn. Oh,
I mean, if it could survive here, Mystic Seaport would probably have one.
Oh, yeah,
they'd probably have one.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
So anything happening with the stadium itself this offseason? I mean, as far as any kind of new things, construction, or things getting knocked out or coming in?
So we haven't really sat and discussed that yet. But yes, I mean, I think, there'll be things that probably don't get noticed by the naked eye. We do need to regrade our infield to get rid of some low spots that create puddles during heavy rains. We are going to get a better tarp for the field. I think, but I don't know for sure, that we're going to at least start to replace some of the rotting outfield fence to get some new boards in place to help it, last longer.
Right.
And there's other projects that are, potentially down the road. We do know that there is some things that need to be done. Us in the city are going to work together on that. But we haven't really sat down and figured out exactly what for this year and then what going forward if we are still there.
Yeah. What about that video board? I mean, that's just too much to fix. Why not just take it down?
Because it'd probably be just as much to take it down.
Really?
I mean, what do you fill the gap in with that at that point too?
That's a good point. Yeah, I know. Bullseye.
Yeah. I mean, I would cover it, but even though it's not working and we don't technically turn it on, there's still
just the video part of it. Yeah.
But there's still electricity running through the entire system because of the scoreboard right below it. So the one thing I wouldn't want to do is cover it and then have it get overheated and blow up, because that has happened in some other locations. So
really?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So we don't
part of fireworks night.
Yeah. So we don't want to have that happen, but it's obviously disappointing for the fans and for us that we don't have the ability to use it. And really, we didn't do a lot of video with it because we couldn't ever do a live feed to it. So we weren't showing a lot of videos, maybe a few ads here and there, but most of it was just static stuff. But it was always great to be able to put up, the player card of the batter that's up at the plate, and be able to put up there, hey, he's from this school, he's from this town, so it is disappointing to not be able to do that, but that would be a huge undertaking at this point, that, with the uncertainty of the long term, what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
It makes it hard to do that right now. So hopefully down the road, and hopefully not too far into the distant future, but we'll see.
I don't think the sea unicorns are ever leaving.
That would be great.
I don't think I think it may, I don't know. And I had this thought last year, and I'm, just actually looking out, and maybe it's wishful thinking. I don't know. Just looking out, and it happened that night when it was like 5,600 and
5,200.
5,200,
Yeah.
52, 57. Is that the number?
Somewhere around
there. And just thinking, they're never leaving. They're never going to leave. I don't care what anybody says. You got all the naysayers. There are some of those, but it's just too much of an iconic park for the area for it just to say, okay, we're done. I don't think it may go year to year or 2 years or whatever, but I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell, and certainly there's potential for other leagues to try to come in. I
Sure.
mean, you just never know what's going to happen. We talked about the women's professional baseball.
I think that would be excellent. I think that would be
I
fun.
mean, you never know. You never know what
Yeah.
might work, but the one thing this area does need is it needs some kind of tourist attraction.
Yeah.
If Dodge Stadium goes away and the Connecticut Sun go away, then
What do
you're
you
left
got?
with concerts at Mohegan and Foxwoods and the beaches.
Yeah.
And Norwich kind of loses out in that regard, because what are they gaining from not having a
Yeah.
stadium? You think about the restaurants in and around Norwich that benefit from the teams, not just our team playing, but the high school games, travel ball games. We may not get the hotel stays that we used to get in the area, but the restaurants are still benefiting from us being there.
Have you ever thought about that like that way, Paul? Because I mean, there are people that are just they don't understand, and I didn't either at the beginning. Of how it affects the economy around.
Yeah. I mean, Norwich at one time used to have a lot of stuff going on. They used to have the Rose, what the hell?
Rose Arts Festival.
Rose Art Festival every year, where they bring names
Mhm.
into the,
That was a full week.
It was a whole week, and then they had the pageant and the whole thing.
They still have it
I don't
now. They
know.
brought it back, but it's more of just like a one weekend
Yeah, I think
thing
so.
now.
I mean, it was big time. They brought big names into
Sure.
the play there.
The biggest thing, the biggest thing that they had at the Rose Arts Festival every year was the beer fest. I mean, that place was packed.
Yeah.
Every year for the beer
but
fest.
again,
People were mad that went away.
Yeah, well, that went away because alcohol.
Yeah.
And drinking and driving.
People aren't drinking at the St. Patty's Day parade.
I know,
Oh.
but Norwich, I guess, didn't want to get involved with being responsible for.
There's different levels of responsibility that are involved when you do certain things like
Yeah.
that. And, you'd like to think that a beer fest, people going out, they're just trying to taste some beers, learn about the beers.
Yeah.
But more often than not, they're going there to have a great time. And they
Right,
do have a great
exactly.
time. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work in that industry where, I was on the other side of the table. I was the one pouring the beer and talking about the beer. And usually the first half hour to an hour, you're having some good conversations with people who really want to learn about it. And then all of a sudden you're just getting, fill me up, fill me
Yeah.
up, fill me up.
Yeah.
And then when you only pour the 1 or 2 ounces that you're allowed to pour, come on, man, come on. So, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it from that perspective. People ask all the time why we don't do one at Dodd. That's one of the main reasons.
Well, the other thing too is the casinos weren't there back then.
Correct.
Yeah.
There was no two casinos,
True.
and so people didn't have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Free beer Friday.
Yeah, that won't happen. That definitely won't.
That's illegal, isn't
It
it?
is.
I remember back in the day where they would have buy one get two free,
Yeah, you can't
like
do
in
that stuff.
nightclubs, and you can't do that anymore either. They give you little chips for free drinks. So
Can't
no,
do that
no,
anymore.
no free beer Friday.
Yeah.
No.
It's unfortunate because people have a lot of other things to do today. There's so much things that they do themselves for social media, and you got the Foxwoods, you got Mohegan, you got places in Hartford. They could go to Hartford. It's pretty easy.
Mhm.
I mean, years ago we had to do back roads for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's so many things people can do now that then you got in London's got stuff going on too.
Yeah.
So, but they dropped their
Sailfest.
Sailfest.
Well,
So
that
there you
that
go.
started becoming dangerous.
Yeah. So there you go.
So
I don't know.
leave us with one nugget. I mean, we'll see you before, but I mean, as of right now, can you give us one nugget of something that we can? He's looking at me like, you jackass.
Well, I mean, we haven't really even had much chance to get that far yet, but yeah, I mean, listen,
A
again,
new manager's going to be named by the end of the week.
Yes.
Okay, so we got that.
Yep. I mean, we're so early in the pre-planning because we don't have a schedule yet, and
Yeah.
and so it's hard to really say what's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
But we've tossed around some ideas that I think we could have a lot of fun with, and we'll kind of see how it plays out. But I can't commit to anything on air right now simply
Yeah.
because some of the things that we're talking about, we have to price them out and see how they might fit our
Right,
budget
right.
and getting sponsors and things like that too. So it's it's hard to give any further nuggets than the manager will be named by the end of the week.
All right, then we'll deal with that one. That's a good one. That's something going forward. All right, Lee. Thank you so much as always. We'll see you. We'll see you next month. You could. I mean, I don't care if it's Christmas. Come on in.
You let me know.
Let's keep rocking.
You want to try to do it again, but I think definitely, hopefully before the holidays, maybe we'll have, maybe we'll wait and see what the schedule release is going to look like.
All right. Yeah, that works.
Around that, and we can maybe do something with that. So.
And then maybe a Christmas promotion for tickets.
Maybe. Never know.
Stocking stuffers.
Never know.
Paul Lash will come to your house and deliver them. Mr. Friendly, Paul Lash.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Lee, thank you, Paul. Thank you. All right. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you Thursday.